The results of the blood work are in. It's his word that's on the line. Hate me if you hate me, like me if you like me. I don't care. But the results of the blood work are... The results are in. Will Prosper Fitness be the newest co-owner of HDL supplements? That's what people are saying. Coach Greg, you've lost all credibility. 3 in a million now, next HTLT co-owner. He will send you his grandma's blood work and you will claim he's natty. 1 in a million. He did workouts in his garage for 2 years, HTLT ambassador next week. And so in my previous video, I said throughout the video that he looks like a fake natty. I also said he's willing to do a drug-tested bodybuilding competition of which the results are not in yet. And unlike Hussein, he actually got tested. But will he in fact pass? And so I said, you know what? A drug test isn't enough. But if he passes the blood work, I'm going to defend him. You can say I've lost all credibility if you want, but I go by the science. If the science says he's natural despite how he looks, I'm going to say he's natural. And if it says that he's not, I'm going to tell you that he's not. And let me remind you, I reached out to him and he responded back. If he was a fake natty, what most people do is they don't write me back. So for example, Ashton Hall, Mike O'Hearn, Simeon Panda, Dana Lynn Bailey, they don't offer the blood work. But if somebody offers to do blood work, well, they know if they cheated, I'm going to catch them red-handed. But some people, they don't know how this works. They think, you know what, if I just hop off and give it a couple of weeks, I'm going to pass the blood work. When you take steroids, SARMs, and so on, it takes a little bit of time for those drugs to clear your system to pass the drug test, but it takes longer for you to pass the blood work. And so I wrote him, get the blood work done. I'll back you up as natty if you have the blood work. The results of the blood work are in. How long do I need you to be in suspense? And so if I say he's natural, blood work shows he's natural, do you now hate me? Let's assume that he's natural, blood work proves he's natural. Am I now a horrible human being? Am I a liar? Am I defending him? Am I doing this to become a new co-owner of HLT supplements? To the opposite extent, if the blood work proves that he's a fake natty, am I now a good guy, a good person? Am I better because of it? Because remember, the blood work results are from him. It's not my blood. It's his. It's his word that's on the line. Hate me if you hate me, like me if you like me. I don't care. But the results of the blood work are... He's a fake natty! He lied to me and lied to others. People have contacted me, said he lied to my face. Do you like me now? Do you hate me now? Does that mean Hussein's natural or not natural? It has nothing to do with it. This is strictly business. The business of reading blood work. Now, is it his grandma's blood work? Is it his brother? Did he fake the blood work? I don't think so. I saw him with the blood work at the office. He sent it to me. He trusts me to read the blood work. I said, if it's natural, I'm going to defend him. Bro was blasting so hard that even with enclomiphene, it wasn't even doing his job. That's how bad it was. So severely suppressed that even with a performance-enhancing drugs used to raise your testosterone, it wasn't working. That's how bad this was. Let's start with the FSH, follicle-stimulating hormone, and LH, luteinizing hormone. FSH is 9.7, which is higher than the 8.9 for his LH. The LH is literally out of the reference range. You see that red H? It's very, very high. LH and FSH are the signals that tell your gonads, your ball sack, to produce testosterone. If LH and FSH are high, then testosterone should also be high. They're the signals to produce testosterone. And so I'm expecting that Prosper Fitness testosterone is going to be through the roof. And then he would have argued, hey, no. Yeah, look at me. Look at my muscles. Clearly, I have extra testosterone in my body. And so what were his testosterone results? 447 nanograms per deciliter. That's in the normal reference range, on the low side. But for a guy with LH through the roof, out of the reference range, This is in no way normal. This is a sign that he was suppressed for so long, probably from taking testosterone, SARMs, whatever, and this caused his testicles, his ball sack to shrivel up for so long that damage was done at the cellular level that cannot be undone. And so many of you out there have heard of enclomiphene. I do believe Alex Eubank had taken that. That's what got him to 921 nanograms per deciliter in the past. He doesn't admit this, but I believe this to be true. And you remember Chris Williamson? His testosterone levels were over 1,000. He was with Merrick Health, and suddenly his testosterone had doubled. He was taking a substance. He didn't say what that was. Enclomiphene, I do believe to be that substance. And so if you're taking enclomiphene and it causes your LH to go through the roof, expect your testosterone levels to be 1,000 plus. That's what people are buying it. Some people are going to argue, that doesn't make you a fake natty. It's a performance-enhancing drug. It's banned by WADA. If you're on enclomiphene, you're not natural. It's not an injection. It's oral. But think of it. Even with enclomiphene causing LH to be through the roof, his testosterone levels are still relatively low. That shows serious suppression from long-term steroid or SARM abuse. And considering the fact that both his FSH and LH are both high, it's pointing the finger to, you're on enclomiphene. And so if I was a betting man, of which I would like to be, I bet you took enclomiphene. And so just between me and you, actually between everyone, admit it, did you not take enclomiphene? And so hear me out. If he comes up with a defense of, yeah, but I have just testicle damage, I was riding a bicycle, I squished him, my girlfriend, she was a throat goat, she went down on me too hard. Well, if that's the case and you suffered testicular damage, you would have way less muscle than you have. Explain how you build all those muscles with underfunctioning gonads. It's not possible. Next up, prolactin. Prolactin, it suppresses LH and FSH production. And his prolactin, it's 282, very close to the top end of the reference range of 324. And so if his prolactin is very high, it would suppress LH and FSH, yet his FSH and LH are actually high. And so how is this possible? How do we have a lot of prolactin, not a crazy amount, not out of the reference range, but enough that LH and FSH should be lower? And in comparison, Hussein Farhat's, who none of you believe is natural, oh, the Bloodwork, you lied, his FSH and LH were half of this guy. And he had normal prolactin. And so most likely what happened is he was either on tren or DECA, because these metabolites, when remaining in your system, would continue to elevate prolactin. Many times people are abusing tren, DECA in the past. They're taking things like cabergoline or pramipixole. That's because they have too much prolactin. Too much prolactin, you don't want it. And so he has a lot of prolactin, and so I'm betting previously, bro was on DECA and or trenbolone. Next up. Now, if we're going to take this man at his word, he had an intake form, and it never said anywhere that he was taking enclomiphene or tren or DECA or any vitamins whatsoever. The only supplement that he admitted to taking, vitamin C. I mean, bro doesn't even use creatine. And for some reason, he's not on Turk Platinum or Turk Builder Max. He didn't say anything about taking harder than last time. He's not taking G-Shred. He wasn't on GO2 Max nor GLP Max. Bro is just looks maxing with nothing. I'm on vitamin C, yet what does the Bloodwork say? His vitamin D and vitamin B12 were through the roof, and so I don't believe he was getting this through his diet. Most likely he was supplementing with vitamin D and vitamin B12. And so if you can't even be honest about supplements like vitamin B and B12, how are we going to believe you about supplements like testosterone and clomiphene, GLP-1, Ozempic, retatrutide, IGF-1, terzipatide, BPC 157, the list goes on and on. Could he not have at least admitted to some of these? But no, bro just took vitamin C. Next, what about the liver? I mean, if he's 100% natural, his liver enzymes would come back more like Hussein Farhat, within the normal reference range. But if he were an alcoholic or abusing SARMs and steroids and so on, the liver enzymes would be through the roof. And so let's see, his GGT and ALT are both marked with the red H. They're both high. And specifically, let's look at ALT. The normal reference range is 0 to 50. Bro had 151. I've never in my life had it that high, and I abused steroids for 10 years. I asked Eric Janicki what's the highest he had. It was 86. And Aldura, who's going to the Olympia and on the dad cycle, Anavar and testosterone was lower than that. Why did you lie? Why did you lie? I mean, and worse than that, why did you think you'd get away with it? 151. Look at this bar graph. The black dot is so far on the line, it barely fits on the screen. Let me remind you, his GGT and ALT are both elevated. They're both high out of the reference range. And so in combination, these two, it shows that it's not just from being dehydrated. It's not from just working out. Everyone has an excuse. Oh, let me show you my blood work. And then when the blood work comes back proving they're a fake natty, they say, oh, it's from training. Oh, it's from this. Oh, it's from that. No, it's not. And so remember, I'm impartial. When I did Hussein's blood work, I wasn't thinking, oh, it's my friend. He's part of HLT. If he was a fake natty, if he had blood work like this, I would have outed him. And if you don't believe me, send the blood work to other people. You think it's just me? Show it to anyone. Send it to Derek. Derek, do you think that this guy's a fake natty? Send it to whoever you want. And if they can't see that this guy's a fake natty, then they don't know how to read blood work. Next, SHBG, he's at 54.0 and the top max of the reference range is 54.1. And so he's just on the cusp of getting that red H. And so it's very, very high. And so if his SHBG were very hard like this and he was natural, we would expect to see very high testosterone levels. His testosterone levels are not very high. We're ruling that out. This could be in fact caused from medication. So for example, is he taking thyroid medication? Does he have Hashimoto's? Well, we know that he doesn't because it's not indicated on the intake form. Or, and I mean, there's no way he would have taken this. It could be caused by taking enclomiphene. And so as a good Samaritan report, I mean, his doctor should have explained this, but his thyroid peroxidase, you see that red H? 203, top of the reference range is 34. It's 6 times normal. What this indicates is that he likely could be developing Hashimoto's or he's managing it right now. And so all I'd recommend is if you're not taking medication for this, like thyroid medication, you don't need to start, but keep your eye on it. It's kind of like a cavity. The dentist says, hey, next year we'll take a look on it. If it doesn't keep getting worse, don't do anything about it, but keep your eye on it. And so it's possible you're already on Synthroid and this is the cause of having elevated SHBG, but you didn't write it on the intake form. And so I have to assume that you're not. And so please just get checked. I mean, we already know you're a fake natty. I just want to have more slam dunk mic drops so that people don't say, oh, he was just dehydrated. He's just black. He just has a beard. He's a white, natural vegan athlete, whatever. And so up next, his creatinine, it's 149. I've never had it this high in my entire life. Now, likely he's dehydrated. It was taken a couple days before a bodybuilding competition, but let me remind you this. I've done 59 bodybuilding competitions and 70 powerlifting competitions, of which I got dehydrated for all of them. I've never had creatinine this high. And so I'm just going to warn you, be careful. Go back to the doctor, get your blood work taken again during a normal day, normal routine when you're not dehydrated and see, is it continuously elevated? Because what that would indicate is an acute kidney injury. And when you're dehydrating for bodybuilding competitions, powerlifting competitions, so on, if you're already susceptible to injury, it's more likely to occur. Do you get that? And so please be careful, as I know you have another bodybuilding competition in 2 weeks. I'm not even going over all this. I could have gone into his DHEA. There were more markers, but is this not enough? What do you all think of this? Now that he's been outed, who else wants me to go over their blood work? All you fake natties out there, I dare you. Double dog dare you. Send me the blood work. Oh, you're natural. You entered a drug-tested bodybuilding competition. Yeah? Show me the blood work. Did you just come off? And so here's what literally happened. This is what I'm telling you, I believe. Bro was on everything, including the kitchen sink. And we haven't even seen if his IGF levels were high. Test, DECA, Tren, SARMs, peptides, you name it. Then said, you know what? All these people think I'm a fake natty, and why wouldn't they? Look at him. And so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cycle off all of this shit. After all, 9 months straight on a cycle, I should clean out my receptors. And so he hops off, diets down for a little bit, enters a natural drug-tested bodybuilding competition with enough time for those steroids to clear out of his system and says, I'm going to prove that I'm natural and no one will be the wiser. And while I do that, I'm going to sell overpriced training programs to everyone. Maybe they're overpriced, maybe they're underpriced. I don't care. He's a fake natty and using that to sell his programs. He's a lying coach scammer. He never knew that I could see from the blood work that he was a fake natty. And so what he should have done is left me unread. Y'all think I've lost my credibility, but what I've done is increased it. You think that you can just use your eyeballs like catabolic twig and Philion? Oh, look, he's jacked. He's on steroids. Anyone who's bigger than me, they're a fake natty. Some guys actually are 1 in a million. Hussein Farhat and sorry Julian as well. And so until Julian fails the blood work, you have to believe him. Did you all think he was simply going to pass? Imagine if he had passed. You would have thought, oh, I've lost my way. I don't know what I'm talking about. But there are people, freaks, the true 1 in a millions, who can look like this while being natural. Yes, question everything. And if you're a betting person, bet that they're a fake natty. But if they pass the drug test, pass the blood work, pass everything, you got to take their word. And so guys, if you're looking to get jacked and actually stay natural, unlike this guy who is clearly not, you can take Turk Platinum. And don't forget, if you have low testosterone levels, we have G-Test Platinum. It's platinum. It matches the colors. It's a shiny silver thing. We also have GO2 Max for improved cardio. And if you're struggling with your diet, you're struggling to keep the fork down, GLP Max. It reduces your appetite by up to 20%, actually 28%. Way better than I thought. And don't forget, rather than sniffing creatine with Togi, you can get Blue Lobstered. It's going to give you more energy. You're going to feel good. You're going to be a chatterbox and train harder than last time. And so if you're interested in any of these, code Greg, 15% off. And unfortunately, this guy, he's not going to be a co-owner of HDLT supplements. But if you're interested in being part of the company, I'm talking about ambassadors or sponsored athletes, I want you to click the link in the description and apply right now. Be part of the best supplement company in the world, the best supplements, the best team, the best everything. We're going to the moon. You guys have seen it. You've seen the progress. We have the best supplements by far. And so if you're interested, apply by clicking the link right now. If you want to have the best coach, Entrenador Greg.
I don't speak Spanish.
And please, if you can't afford it, get the free diet and training program. We've given over 110,000 of these. It's not just about making money. It's about making the world a better place. Isn't that sound rosy to you? It's amazing. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you like. Don't forget to watch one of these 2 bloops. There's 2 of them. Watch them both. Like the video. Coaching plans by me and my team, the cookbooks, the training books, the Circle Diet book, everything. Get it right now. And until next time, I'm going to bed.